Thiago Silva to Chelsea is confirmed. It's a one-year deal initially with the option to extend for a further year. It follows his medical, which was completed in Milan. Craig Burley and Shaka Hislop still with me. Craig, how much does this help Chelsea in their quest to challenge the likes of Liverpool and Man City next season?
I think it's a big help. I mean, although it's not ideal signing a player who I think is going to be 36 very soon, but as a player who's just played in the Champions League final, as a player who is hugely experienced, is still fit and sharp enough, and can organise and lead that back line, a back line that really struggled for most part of the season and was a big reason why Chelsea tailed off towards the end and struggled really to make that top four. Look, there's no inherent risk here, apart from the fact it might not work. There's no financial outlay apart from salary. And so I think it's an excellent signing short term when you consider the dearth of real quality centre-halves out there, that almost every top club are chasing the good ones. They're going to cost a lot of money. Chelsea have been spending money in other positions. This, for me, makes absolute sense. And I think Frank Lampard will be hoping that he can bring the organisational qualities that he's brought to club and country over the last decade or so.
As Craig mentioned, Shaka, we've seen Chelsea signing player after player, but still no word on a goalkeeper. And it is said that a starting goalkeeper is on their wish list.
Yeah, but that was always going to be a bigger problem than I think many suggested, or you would think. Given the transfer fee that Chelsea paid for Kepa, given the wages that he'd be on, you have to be prepared to take a huge cut in moving him on and probably pick up a part of his salary. That's easier said than done. Also, in replacing him, whoever comes in will want to be put on just as much money as Kepa had been on. So it gives Frank Lampard a real headache. And as much as they continue to sign, as much as they continue to strengthen defensively, and I'm with Craig here, I think the signing of Thiago Silva is a significant step in the right direction. I think it comes for nothing if you and in particular the centre halves in front of him don't have the trust in the goalkeeper behind them. That continues to be an issue. So while everything is starting to take shape, I still think there are glaring holes for Frank to address.
The influence of Thiago Silva goes deep in that team, particularly across the defence, Graham.
Yeah, I think when you go back to Liverpool a couple of years ago, they were a team, got to a Champions League final, they were a nearly team. They get Alisson, Van Dijk in, they go from being a nearly team to the real deal. And for Chelsea and Chelsea supporters, they'll be hoping that Mendy and Silva can do that for his Chelsea team. You know, it takes them from being vulnerable to a team that are consistent. That if you're going to, I always felt that you must have experience. If there's one area of a pitch you need experience, and it's your centre back. Yeah. And the reason I say that, if a centre back makes a rick, it generally leads to an effort on your goal. Or if a fullback makes a mistake, a centre back can go over and maybe cover that. And I just feel that that's one area of the pitch you must have experienced in that centre back area, and they've now got it. You know, they've now got it.
And how much the language might be a little bit of a problem. There were times tonight where he looked a little bit like he was struggling to communicate with teammates. Is that a little bit of a problem at the moment?
I'm not sure how relative it was today, but he doesn't speak the language very well. It's something we'll have to work through, because it is what it is. We haven't had any time. Thiago turns up here pretty fresh and he's in and around us. I'm sure we'll learn it quickly. Some players in the squad do speak languages that he speaks, French being a main one, but we have the lads here of Brazilian and Portuguese, Italian he speaks. So, it's that one is where, again, if the language is a slight barrier, we need time to work. So that's what we have in front of us.
Is he able to still show sort of leadership qualities despite that?
Yeah, of course he is, and he showed that today. People are going to want to talk about the second goal, and that's fair play. That's the nature of being a top footballer that he's been all his career. But at the same time, other than that, I think we saw how he is and his leadership and his qualities, and we're going to see more of that.
Listen, Thiago Silva is going to be fantastic for us.
He's been incredible in his career, and absolutely I will not look at him. I can talk about the mistakes, they're clear, and we have to be honest and open about that, but I will not put any blame on him. We're a team that have to react around that, and to be fair, the team did in the second half. But no, it's nothing on Thiago. I'm sure he'll stand up and say it was a mistake. Other than that, I think he was pretty faultless in the game. And that's his first Premier League game done and in the bank. So we'll get a lot more from him as well, especially as he gets fitter and as the whole squad gets fitter.
And I mentioned before about personnel we had back in today, Thiago. I thought Thiago showed the things I spoke about, experience and qualities.
Could you give us an injury update on guys like Andreas Christensen, Trevor Chalobah, and is Timo fit enough well enough to return? But then also, just a word, if that's okay, on Thiago's new contract. Obviously, he's had such a big influence, hasn't he? He seems like he's almost aging in reverse. How well he's
Benjamin Button, Thiago Button of football. Yeah, it is, but I know how much work and how much professional attitude is behind that. It is a miracle in a way, because he came to this league and the schedule and this approach intensity of a daily business in the very end of his career, which was very brave. But I know how much effort he puts in to stay fit, how much effort he puts in off the pitch, at home, during taking care about his recovery, his sleep, his nutrition. This is simply outstanding, and only because of that it's possible. We're happy because I think the new contract makes him calm. Thiago needs to be calm because he's a very sensitive and emotional person, which makes him also so precious for our team and for our dressing room. He can feel emotions. He can feel a different state of emotion from others and can help so much in this. So he is calm. He has huge targets to arrive, and he has a big impact. He's available how he needs to be available, and when he plays strong, and is a big help. So good for him, good for us, and for
Chelsea scored by 49 from number 6 to number 7.